Welcome to Current Conversations, the podcast where the pool deck meets real life. I'm Aubrey Bowles, a former Nova, Virginia, and Villanova swimmer, joined by Jeff Brown, the coach who pushed me through every lap. And together, we dive beneath the surface of the sport we both love. Each episode, we sit down with guests from across the swimming world, athletes, coaches, and trailblazers, to relive the moments that shaped them, the lessons learned between the lanes, and the memories that stick long after the water dries. Whether you grew up chasing the black line or you simply love a good story, you're in the right lane. Let's dive in. Our guest today joins us from South Carolina, where she resides after a phenomenal coaching career. She coached 40 plus years and is one of the most successful age group swim coaches of all time. She coached many national age group record holders, numerous top ranked USA swimmers, and helped develop multiple Olympians. Now in South Carolina, she takes her talents to the golf course, where word on the street is she's now even giving Tiger Woods a few pointers. Everybody, please join me in welcoming Diane Cayce.
Not so much on the golf.
Well, we're going to start with some golf questions.
Oh, God, that's not pretty.
Well, you can answer them as you see fit. So I think that would be the good part. How's your golf handicap doing these days?
Well, I haven't been playing because I had surgery.
We'll talk about that, but before you were playing, let's go back to the height of your South Carolina golfing career.
Yeah, you'd have to go back before I was sick. It's much higher than it was in Virginia.
Wow.
You know, the ball doesn't go as far in South Carolina as it does in Virginia.
Yeah, and yeah.
Seriously.
It's the humidity. I get it.
Sea level thing.
Wow. Yeah, I'm never golfing in South Carolina.
It makes you feel worse.
So when it was a good week and prior, how many days a week were you golfing?
Just three,
Just
or
three.
sometimes 3.5.
Okay. I take that means 9 holes.
Yes.
All right. Very, very good. So are there any like alligators on your courses down there?
Most of all the courses have gators. The ones in my neighborhood, we only have 1 or 2 now and then, and they come and get them.
So do the gators have a handicap? Do they play at all? Are they interested?
I've seen them on the green. They'll walk across the green.
Okay.
But I haven't really seen them hit a ball yet.
The protocol for taking a drop, if a shot lands near a gator, like play it as a lot.
No, but there are idiots that do that. I moved pretty far away.
Yeah. Did she answer that question? If there's a gator, do you get to take a drop someplace else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They have specific rules addressing alligators on the golf course.
Yeah, you have local rules, which are your golf course rules.
Okay,
right?
and if they're on the green, is that just a gimme?
No, you have to wait.
Oh, okay.
And they're not. They don't move fast.
Diane, Aubrey's seen the video of it. We had a maybe I should send it to you. We think we got to go out and measure. It was probably a 10 to 12 foot gator parked just off our neighbor's driveway. And we don't live especially near a lagoon. Okay,
Yeah.
He's probably 600-700 pounds, and he was just out there stunning.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and then he headed to the golf course, where I'll have you know, none of the golfers appeared the least bit concerned, worried, or surprised. So anyway,
Yeah.
so we want to get some more details.
I was talking to Diane before you hopped on, Jeff, and I play golf Wednesday. I'm playing today with my mom, my brother, and a family friend. And so when I played Wednesday, I 3-putted everything on the green. I can't stand putting, horrible at it. More of like a iron kind of guy. What's kind of your strength? Are you putt, driving, short game? Where do you like?
Short game.
Really? Have you always?
That's all I can do right now, anyways. I don't.
Do you have
to
like a special putter they use, or like are you just natural with it?
No, I bought my putter that just because it could pick up balls.
Just a little scoop.
I wanted to scoop it up like the guys do. I didn't care how it putted.
That is great. That is great. So, boy, you'll have to send us a picture of that putter, so maybe we can put it on the screenshot going Diane's pickup putter, whatever. Because I really want to see a picture of that. So when you moved down there, we talked a little bit, not as much as we should have, but you mentioned you had a supportive community of friends. So tell us about going down there and just meeting some new friends, some new people.
When I got here, I didn't know anybody where I lived. I knew 2 people about 45 minutes away, and one used to coach in Virginia. That was Luann, and the other I played golf with in Virginia. But they're both gone now. Well, Luann's gone, but the other one moved.
But I mentioned in the intro, your stellar coaching career, your long coaching career. Do any swimmers stay in contact with you?
A lot. a lot. And I think that's mostly social media,
Uh-huh.
that it is so easy. I've had lunch recently with 2 swimmers from 1979.
Wow.
I mean, I go way back and I see people.
And who was
Another one
that?
from back then came and brought me dinner while I was in the hospital.
Wow.
I saw Greg Peoples, Brian Drinkwater, and actually Mark Rutledge was the one who brought me dinner, and he was from then.
All right. I remember those guys. I remember the names, remember the guys kind of in
Me
a distant
too.
sort of way. Yeah.
They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you have a friend down here in Bluffton. So when do we expect to visit?
Well, they haven't moved yet. They're
Ah,
renovating the house, and her husband decided he might work another year. So they're going to rent a place in St. Louis and then just travel back and forth to Bluffton
okay.
a lot.
So you're going to have to take advantage. I think they live in a community with a pretty nice golf club.
I think so too.
Golf course, I should say.
Yeah. She doesn't play, but he does.
Okay.
Jeff,
Well,
I can't believe you don't play.
Pardon?
Can't believe you don't play.
Well, what's there not to believe? I don't get it. Explain why you don't believe.
I mean, you always talk about how like, you're this tremendous athlete, and then apparently you can't hit a golf club like 5 feet.
That was David Strack.
Aubrey, you need to be my publicity agent. Only the problem is you're going to run me into so many holes.
18 of them.
I have played golf and it wasn't my thing. Okay. But I understand why it's some people's thing. Well, maybe I don't understand, but I appreciate that it's somebody else's thing. And the fact that it's not my thing keeps me away from them, which makes their life more enjoyable. I think that's how it works.
It's true.
If I've got it going there. So as far as that goes. So they won't be down here for a while. So, all right. We're probably going to have to.
But they will be here in and out. And I told her when I go to Charleston, when she's down there, when I go down for, whatever I have to do there, I might just take another day and drive down to Bluffton and then spend the night there before I go home. Then I can see everybody.
If their place isn't ready, you can bunk it with us. No problem. Now go the back road. I've heard go the back road. Don't go 95 because I think that's all.
Oh, I wouldn't go back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Visiting Jeff is not the best.
So, what prompted you to pursue retirement? When did you decide? Because hey, there are probably a lot of coaches out there thinking, "Boy, I'd sure like to retire," like Jeff and Diane. What prompted you to retire?
I actually wasn't gonna retire for a few years, and that ended the summer in August. We were in Indianapolis at juniors or something. Another coach asked me when I was retiring, and I said probably about 3 years. And he said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Just south. I want a beach. I want golf." And he said, "Well, how about Myrtle Beach?" And I thought, "Oh, I've been there. That's nice." So that night, I decided to go on realtor.com and see how much stuff costs. And I didn't want a house anymore. I just wanted a condo at the time. So I looked up condos and they were really cheap. And I thought, this is interesting. It's really cheap. So the next thing I knew, I'm looking at it every night. So I think about a week later, I drove to Myrtle Beach and looked at 5 condos. And I was going to buy one and rent it out until I retired. I bought it, closed in December, went down 3 times. The third time on my way home, I was with another friend. I said, "I think I'm going to retire." So it wasn't anything thought about. It was
kind of a gradual impromptu process. You kind of leaned into it and then everything tipped over that way.
Yeah.
So
and I think I was getting tired of coaching, not so much coaching, not tired of the kids or anything, but I don't know.
I guess just being tied to a deck, a practice schedule. Yeah, I think that's, like I said, you never get tired of the kids. You probably wouldn't be in it in the first place.
Right.
If you got tired of the kids. So anyway. All right.
Well, we got, summertime upon us. Weather's getting nice, except for obviously yesterday it snowed here, Jeff. It snowed here.
I heard. I have my contacts.
So I want to know what Myrtle Beach is like in the summertime. Does it get really crazy?
People think it is, but it's more in Myrtle Beach. I'm in North Myrtle Beach, and it makes a difference.
Okay.
It's sometimes it's hard to get into restaurants, that type of thing. You just kind of know where.
How far are you from the beach?
Maybe 2 miles.
Okay.
Golf cart ride.
Not bad. Have you picked up any new hobbies down there? Anything you didn't do before?
No.
Same old stuff. Just keep on rolling it down.
I
Rolling it
played
down.
cards on Wednesday night. I
Oh, what
never
kind of
did that.
cards? Poker?
Hand and foot or canasta.
Yeah.
Hand and foot.
I know. It's similar to canasta.
Which is similar to.
Hand and foot.
Oh, yeah. See, and that is that's a demonstration of why Diane is a great coach. She would lure the swimmers in, give them an answer, take them around to the other answer, and bring them right back to the first answer and go, there you go. Canasta, hand and foot. I can see it right there. So anyway, do you mind if we discuss your kidney transplant a little bit?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, that might be some great information for some people out there. So how many years did you have to wait all told once a doctor told you, hey, you might be a candidate for a kidney transplant?
3 years, which was very lucky. I think mostly because of swimming, that I had a big enough network to draw from. People that don't have that, typically in South Carolina, it's a 6-year wait if you're waiting for a deceased one. But I was lucky that some swim coach out in South Beach, what is it, California, Long Beach,
Long Beach.
Long Beach,
Long Beach,
South
California, was my original donor. I didn't actually use her kidney, but her kidney was used in a swap for somebody that matched me. So, and she coached as many years as I did out there. She just retired recently, and she's coaching masters out there, which I'm coaching masters here too. So kind of funny, we had the same life. So even though I didn't use her kidney, I wouldn't have gotten one without her.
Okay, so we understand how it kind of is kind of a kidney brokerage with,
They do make chains. So.
Yeah. The days before and after the transplant, you have to do any special prep for going in, or just show up and be
Just
here?
show up.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to, do all the testing, like 2 weeks before to make sure my heart was good and everything else was good. But that was nothing I had to eat or drink or drugs or anything.
Yeah. So you were in the hospital for probably, you got in there just the day of the transplant, and then that was it. They let you go after 48 hours?
Yes. It was supposed to be 3 days, and then you go to a hotel for 7, and you travel back and forth every day. And I'm assuming that's to save money. I don't know. Not on my part, but, instead of insurance.
Yeah.
So I was there 48 hours, and then I was in the hotel 5 days.
You stayed in Charleston 5 days.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned, I think it was Callie Copeland and somebody else being
Caitlin Ledford. Yeah.
Kate Ledford. So did they help you during that time?
No, Caitlin works at the hospital, but she's in the NICU. And both of them were working, so we did talk, but they didn't. I had dinner with them a few weeks before that.
All right. So, how do you feel now?
I feel better than I felt in probably 2 years. I don't think I realized how bad I felt. I knew I was really tired. I knew this is stupid, but I knew I couldn't hit a golf ball very far. I mean, I think I was weak. I really do. And I guess because I felt so bad, I was playing golf bad too. But after probably 2 to 3 days after the transplant, I felt better than I did all last year.
Do you have any limitations now?
Oh yeah, I can't play yet, although I've been out twice a week. I've been putting and chipping, and a few times I take a full swing, but just maybe once or twice. So I gotta wait. I go next week, and I'll ask when I can.
So what's your doctor's name that we can send him this video?
Yeah, we're gonna get you.
I just met her. It was a woman, and I met her right before. So I see a PA now.
Okay, Aubrey, female doctors in Myrtle Beach. There couldn't be that many of them.
I'm on it.
I'll get Lisa to research it. She'll run this down in minutes. We'll have it.
Hey, and I do have a hobby. I do Pilates 4 or 5 times a week.
Hey.
I don't know if that's a hobby. Is that a hobby?
That counts.
It's more than Jeff does.
Check. Yeah, all I do is lie around all day.
I think that's why I recovered so fast, because of that. I really do.
So they didn't put a limitation on you in terms of the Pilates, just...
Oh, yeah. I can't start back yet. Because all that's abs and core. And
right.
That's, my abs were cut into, so they hurt. They still hurt now and then, but that's the only thing. So I'm good with it, as long as I'm alive.
Did that kidney come with a warranty or anything like that?
Well, you know what? I met the girl that I actually came out of. So, and she was young. I mean, I don't know how old she was, but I would say she might have been 40. So it was a lot younger than mine. So
All right.
at least I got a young one.
Sounds good. Aubrey, before we got on here, I gave you a homework assignment. Did you do that homework assignment?
I did. I
All
did.
right. Were you impressed?
I was very impressed. I'm still a little not like confused, but I like to kind of know more.
So, Diane, here we go.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I was saying that I think if you had advertised that you were a descendant of Edgar Cayce, that might have sped up the transplant process.
Maybe it did.
Based what I've seen out there on the internet. Let's talk Edgar Cayce, okay?
You probably know more than me.
Well, but wait a minute. We're going to get into what you could possibly know because you are related to Edgar Cayce. So, have you noticed his increasing prominence these days?
No, really?
Okay, well, if you go on the internet and you go on to alternative archaeology and stuff like that, your relative, your ancestor, whatever you want to call him, he is big. He is huge. He has made references to the Hall of Records, which is at Giza under the Sphinx, and also with Atlantis and all the things that he said. You should really go out there because he is big and he's getting bigger. And they said, there's nothing under the Sphinx. But then somebody did something and said, there's something under the Sphinx, all right. So it is supposed to be the buried knowledge of civilizations that preceded anything that that's connected to nowadays.
That's scary.
Your guy was onto something. So he was known as a sleeping prophet, as I think you know. We discussed that, for his prophetic dreams. So do you write down your dreams or anything? Well, like could we suggest that you dream about the stock market or something and then you wake up? I mean, you might have this skill, Diane.
I know things that are going to happen before they happen very often.
Okay. I just got a shiver. I just had a shiver. So wait a minute.
Give us an example.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding us? Or are you serious that you have had this happen in your life?
Oh yeah, yeah.
See, Aubrey, isn't that interesting? Oh my goodness! Now, Diane, I don't know if the sleeping community, you could join it in any way, but please let that sleeping community know that sleeping is my greatest talent. I can fall asleep in a heartbeat. And so if there's any need for they think, you could turn me into a second sleeping prophet, I'm available. I am definitely available.
When he was 7, he fell asleep with a spelling book and he woke up and he had the whole book memorized. So maybe you should try that. Put a book on your chest when you go to sleep and see if you have it memorized when you wake up.
All right, there we got a tip, Aubrey. I got a tip from the descendant here. All right. Yeah, well, I mean, it really is. I mean, I know when I first saw it, I thought, there was the Edgar Cayce Institute, isn't it down in Virginia Beach or up in Waynesboro? Yeah. It was, kind of, you drove by it and you went, what's that? And then eventually you asked a couple of questions and then you learned. But where I recall him being somewhat thought of as an oddball back in the day, he's increasingly thought of less of an oddball.
Right.
With every passing year, anyway. But when did they tell you who he was? It's like, oh yeah, Uncle Edgar. That doesn't mean anything. But somebody said,
I don't think they really did. I mean, I just think it just came up. My first cousin is very not involved, but she knows all that stuff and all the people, in line, did all the DNA stuff and records, and she could tell you a ton.
Well,
but I told you this, I think, that when I was in middle school or junior high, what it was called, I had a teacher that found out I was a relative and I could do anything I want in that class and I got an A.
Edgar,
I think she was afraid of me.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Yeah, that would be reading into that would give you pause. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It worked for you. Come on. You got the A in the class. You didn't have to do anything. And I'll tell you, that doesn't sound like a Diane Cayce class. I don't know what does. You would have gone, yep, this is good. Yep, absolutely.
And that's why we call our name Cayce, or my family does. I go by Cayce, but they go by Cayce because my grandfather didn't like being related to him. So He started saying Cayce.
Anytime his name comes up, I go, yeah, I used to coach with somebody who is directly related to him. I flash that card whenever somebody brings that name up.
Yeah.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
One of my golf friends here is very interested. She reads all that stuff too.
You got to let her talk.
She knows more than me.
Do you ever get like annoyed by it?
No.
No.
It's fascinating. And so much of what he prophesies has come true. You can't, you got to go with it.
You know, switch things over to the swimming side. The people you've coached. Did you coach Charlie Swanson?
He did come. I couldn't remember if he came through senior development gold or not, because he kind of came quickly through the program.
He moved quick through silver into gold and not long. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes it 6 Olympians that you helped develop. Is that right?
I think. I don't know exactly.
So let's name them, and we'll see if you go, yes, 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 yes. We can name them.
Okay.
Whitney Hedgepeth.
88.
Okay. You're going with that one. Rita Owen.
Yes.
David Walters. David Walters. Okay. Hoff. Townley.
Yes.
And Charlie Swanson.
And Charlie. Yeah.
And Aubrey. What made him special? If you could tell like a quick, funny memory about him, if you have them, just so like the audience gets to know these people more.
Most of them had a lot of the same type of, I don't know what you call it.
Qualities?
Qualities, yeah. Rita did not have those qualities. Sorry, Rita. But I think Whitney was probably the funniest. I mean, anybody who knew her, she just had fun, and she would swim through a wall, which she did many times when she was like 8. I don't know if you were around then. I never forget this. It was like BC champs up in Dale City. And then she was 8 years old and doing 100 back. Well, she didn't have a turn yet. So she just went as fast as she could until she ran head first into the wall. And then she turned around, swam as fast as she could till she ran into the wall. And she did it at each end until she finished. And it was, she won.
And you, now wait a minute. I'm going to connect dots here. You were her coach then, correct? And do you remember when David Walters ran into the wall with his head at
yes,
UVA?
At UVA. That was a very loud hit.
That was, we all remember that. Anyone who was in the pool turned around and went, what was that?
That was
and we're like, dude, you need to go to the emergency room and get checked for a concussion.
Yeah.
Because that was a big whack.
Did he have one?
That was good. Yeah. But yeah, Whitney just wanted to win. I mean, I heard her tell on a kid when they were putting their equipment away one day, and she goes, well, I won everything we did today. Every 25, every 50, she won them all. You know, so that's just the way she was. And it showed, you know. I don't think Rita was that way too. She didn't work as hard as Whitney, but I can remember her coming into a wall on a long course meet at Briarwood, breaststroke, and she was neck and neck with somebody. So she just reached out with one hand to touch the wall first. They got to cute, but she touched first.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
And Katie was she just wanted to know, even at 10 years old, what can I do to be faster? How fast do I need to go? I mean, everything she did, she wanted to know how fast to go. I mean, she was zoned in at 10 years old. I mean,
you told an interesting story about Katie Hoff. You said that she counted her steps over to the water fountain and back.
No, I timed her.
Oh, you timed her. Okay.
Everywhere she went, to the bathroom, to the water fountain, she had a time. And she had a time at every pool for these items. So every time she did it, I had to time her so she could try to beat her.
So she was cataloging a lot of things.
Yeah.
So there's a segment, sipping and swimming, that we call. So usually we have, drinks with us.
I have water.
It's too early for alcohol, so we all
I'm
got
only
something
allowed
else.
water, so.
Can't drink all day if you start in the morning. I got a nice, electrolyte for the golf course later. We feel like you're warmed up now. So it's just five cool questions. It's just kind of fun stuff.
If you get Diane to really fire away on this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, right.
We're ready.
You might have to help me.
All right, here we go. If you could ban one pool habit forever, what's gone immediately?
Getting in late.
Did you ever what was the punishment for getting in late?
Back when I was a younger coach, way back, I would leave a lane open, and anybody that was late did 1,000 butterfly.
Oh.
That was at Hull Street Y.
Yeah.
They were never late again.
Well, why did you stop it?
Uh,
The Humane Society showed up.
Kids just got too soft these days.
I think the kids stopped being late.
See, I told you. It's that same thing
Yeah.
again. Yeah. Canasta,
I
hand
should have
and foot.
started it back up when I went to the next team. There was never pool space anywhere.
Yeah, and that was giving up a lot because Diane, you didn't even have the whole pool, did you?
No,
Or did you?
3 lanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
depending on the year.
I love
Whatever.
it. What's the most dramatic excuse you've ever heard for being late to a practice?
I had to go drive through a mud puddle in Petersburg as Kim Vogel.
All right.
And she seriously did. She had to drive out to Prince George to drive through a mud puddle before she came to practice.
People, man. People. If being a swim coach never worked out for you, what would be your dream job? Like, what would you be doing instead of that?
God, I don't know. I mean, I was certified to teach PE, but I didn't want to do that. So I don't know what I would have done. I really don't. I probably would have worked for my father.
Wait, why didn't you want to be a PE teacher?
I just didn't want to work in the school system. You know, as kids come and go, you don't get to know them. It's different, you know.
That's true.
With swimming.
What's your favorite place you've visited on a swim trip?
Barbados.
What would you go to Barbados for?
Well, I've been a couple times, but one year I took like 25 kids there over spring break.
Wow.
To practice.
How long were y'all there? Like a week?
Yeah, a whole week. That was fun. We only swam in the morning and went to a different beach every day.
That's sick.
That was fun, except for the one beach that we had to leave because it was topless. And I didn't think that was appropriate with the kids.
Good call. Good call, Diane.
Although one year I took kids to Curacao, and one of the boys, when he got home, you had those cameras that were throwaways, and his mother took it to get it developed, and they wouldn't give her the pictures.
Oh, no.
They want pictures of topless women. He was like a 13-year-old boy. That's all he took.
Trying to be sneaky with it.
It's funny.
Oh, that's great. Anybody dead or alive, non-family related, who would you want to share a sip with the most?
No. I don't like anybody. Dead or
I think
alive.
that could be an answer.
Answer.
And when you coach swimming, you don't really have another life.
That's true.
There's no time for anything else. I mean, I have friends, but nobody I care to have a drink with. Not really. I'm just kidding.
I told you could get great answers from Diane on this. Nobody.
No, I really don't have any specific person.
And then here comes that same movement. Nobody. Well, and right back again. Yeah. It's
circle of life.
I mean, anybody from my past, I'm willing to sit down and have a drink with. Except for right now, I'm not allowed, but soon.
Hey, Lisa.
Found her.
Oh.
Yeah. I can. I mean, I could even have a drink with somebody I don't like.
Wonderful segment. Wonderful answers.
There was a 5. So Diane,
I told you I'd be an idiot.
No, it's good. We want people. This is the kind of thing we were hoping to get from everyone we talked to. Tell us, your early career. You mentioned you went to college. I know you went to JMU. You swam there. And then your transition to coaching as a full-time job. You mentioned the PE. And I know you probably, if I remember correctly, like so many of us, you started out part-time and then moved to a full-time thing.
No.
Can you tell about what you did to become, or did you just jump right in and become a full-time coach?
Yeah, I was full-time right out of college. It wasn't really full-time hours. Coaching isn't, but I was full-time once I graduated.
Okay.
I mean, prior to that, I did a lot of summer coaching, and I started working with 8 and unders when I was 12 at my own.
And your first team was Tritons?
Tritons of Petersburg. Yep,
was first team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So wait till this whole question unspools here, and you'll hear the whole thing. First, I won't insult you with the first half. Did you see yourself as a pioneering female coach? Hold that thought for a minute. Or as a pioneering coach, since it was our generation of coaches who actually, where full-time coaching actually became a possibility. Did you see yourself as realize either one of those?
No, not at first. I knew there weren't very many women full-time coaches at that time. I didn't even know that job existed, honestly, until I applied for it. But later on, I would hear women kind of say, well, we can't do that because all the guy coaches do that. I never thought that ever, or why any woman should be inferior to a male coach. That was never crossed my mind that should even be a thing. And I probably was the only one that thought that way. I don't think anybody else. I mean, that's why they start these women coaches, their organizations. Why? You're all coaching the same, boys and girls. You're all coaching, everybody's the same. That's
Yeah.
kind of that's what I thought, although it probably wasn't true. But so I think
I,
that might.
I think it was. I remember, meeting you when we were on even on different teams. We're up at Cherry Blossom Meet, and we're just yakking to one another. And it wasn't, like, oh, I just, yeah, I think you looked at people as coaches, and obviously you were doing the you were obviously gained everyone's respect as well. One time you said to me, you said you thought, I think we were on Nova at that time. You said, you turned around and looked at the other young coaches and you said, it's unfortunate that they didn't learn coaching the way we did from the ground up, as in doing the registrations, doing the meet entries and all that they had an idea of a part of a program, but they didn't have what we had to go through.
Right.
Do you remember saying that? You comment on that
I
a
don't
little bit?
remember saying it, but I believe I did. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, they don't do anything now. I
So
mean,
what?
I remember having to carry a box of meet results to swim meets to be able to prove
Yes,
times. I mean, who did
yes.
that?
We had that plastic folder,
Yeah.
remember? And you kept all the pertinent meets in there. Open it up and showed the officials. Yeah. So any thoughts on that versus what they do today?
Well, they don't do much. But coach, I
Yeah.
mean, they don't, in the big clubs that have people to do other things, like we were, um, I don't, I don't think they do much of anything, which I think it's good to know what's going on other than what's going on in the water.
You can't affect a process that you don't understand and you
Right,
don't
right,
see.
right. But they'll never go back to the old ways.
No, but and I think it was a unique perspective that we had.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But does that give the newer coaches more time to think about what they're doing coaching? I don't know. I mean, I think we spent the time doing that too, where I don't think the newer coaches, if they had to do all this other stuff, would take the time that we did with our coaching.
I mean, I think the fellow we had on last week, Garrett McCaffrey, very interesting guy out in Seattle. And, he said, and this was kind of disturbing, he said, he said, you can use AI to write a pretty good practice.
Oh, God. I would never think of that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
I know what your swimmers are doing in the pool.
yeah, exactly.
How do they know what they did yesterday?
He just said it can fool you what, and you think, gee, how many people are doing that? Because there were guys coming around peddling systems, training systems. Once the Soviet Union broke down, there were some guys coming around peddling training systems.
That's
And
absurd.
you like that personal touch.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I know the science and all that stuff about everything, but you got to see what your kids are doing one day. It might not, what the science says to do the next day isn't always it. If they had a shitty practice the day before of what you're doing, they didn't do it. So,
Right.
You can't go by what's in a book, I don't think.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you absolutely. You have to have an overarching plan, but boy, those kids don't do it some days.
Yeah, right, right.
I remember when we did a test, 3,000 test set, and I just thought at one point, I thought, this is worthless. Why are we doing this? Because I heard about it someplace, and I just was like, gee, they're not all that motivated. It's like one kid. It mattered. It was a difference maker.
Right.
Difference maker for one kid, and then the rest of them, you're kind of going, geez. And that one kid, he would have been fine doing anything.
Right, right.
That's
kind of like that other coach that was in Virginia that I won't name, but used to do a 30-minute swim for time. 30 minutes was my time. You know who I'm talking about?
Maybe I didn't hear. I kind of have a sense, but after we're done, you can tell me so we don't have to name him. Okay?
Yes.
I got an idea, but
He's not alive anymore.
Yeah, the canned sets, I just was never, I don't know. But I think you probably saw that you changed your views on what the kids were doing based on each group and on each year.
Sure.
You kind of going, oh, okay.
Different
Yeah, I mean,
different kids got to go a little different way.
Yep.
One thing that I kind of admired, as a swimmer, as one of your swimmers, was that just like how kind of authentic you were to your swimmers. You kind of, told it to them straight up. Like there wasn't any sugarcoating. Like you kind of, you told it how it was. And especially like as a 12-year-old, like, I mean, that's what you need sometimes. I mean, that helped me. I was definitely intimidated at times. It was a lot of fun. And I'm interested to see kind of like what did you see as your chief strengths as a coach.
I don't know. I mean, I agree. I mean, I was pretty much just I was me with them. I didn't sugarcoat anything, I don't think. But speaking of what you just said, I don't know if you ever knew this, and I'll just tell this really quick. This was my first week with Nova. You were in the other pool, and Lee had something to do, and I had to take her senior development gold boys, which were Tom and all those good boys, your son, whoever else was in that group. And they didn't know me at all. And they were treating me very badly. They were messing around and just playing and not doing anything right. And they got to the wall and I just lost it. I leaned over the pool. And I said, I'm not an effing substitute, except for I said the word. And as soon as I said it, I was like, shit, I'm going to get fired. And the boys, they all just like stopped, big eyes, and just looked at me. And from that day on, those boys were so good to me forever. I was like their best friend. But I thought I was going to get fired. I was like, oh my God, if any of them go home and say I said that word.
1 week in, that was Diane's. Taking charge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, oh Lord, what did I do? But that was me. I mean, I said what I thought.
I think that's a great lesson for any coaches who are out here. And I think you two hit on it. We talked about this too with Garrett. I think we ended up with this conclusion: being authentic.
You can't coach like anybody else.
Yeah. And that means there are going to be moments where you might lose your temper and whatever. I mean, I'm not making excuses for anything, but I'm saying I think the kids realize after a while, what I see is what I'm getting.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
And kind of going off that, what did you hope to impart to your swimmers you coached? What message did you want to relay them? To like.
I think just the standard. If you work anything you want to work for, it's going to help you whether you get there or not. The process of working towards something will always get you further in life than not even trying.
I'm assuming that was kind of the message that you taught them from the get-go, obviously from that story that you just told. No free handouts.
So you had a bunch of, and I'm sorry that Nova stopped your coaching progression around all the teams in the state. You might have hit them all at some point there, but I'm sorry if I got in the way of that. But it was like when there was a chance to get you, I was like, all right, what do I have to do to get her up here? And that was great. But Nova wasn't your final stop. You did some coaching in South Carolina.
Yeah, I still do. I'm coaching today, so.
Young people?
Yes, I'm doing both a club team, just as a sub or when they have meet.
Now she's a substitute.
And I also sub for a master's team.
Yeah.
Which
do you ever have to read them the same riot act?
No, these are the best group of people I've ever coached.
Wow, that is great. So is swimming different down here in South Carolina?
Oh, that's embarrassing. If anybody listens to this, South Carolina is back in the about 60s. I think they're terrible. They don't know. They don't know what's good, and I don't know if they don't care, but they think they did. They think they're good. So
I think there's some good stuff going on. I think in Greenville, Team Greenville.
Yeah, up in Greenville, they're pretty good.
Producing some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just I know down here. I think we mentioned it is there's no summer league swimming.
No. They actually have what they call summer league swimming. And it's the rec teams that are in the area, like our YMCA teams that don't do much, just have a
Yeah.
ton of kids in the pool. It's those, and the BC kids from the year-round teams can swim in it. And it's just one day a week. They all come together and have a swim meet. And there's no officials. You don't get DQ'd. You just get ribbons. Great
Oh.
teaching experience.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell your voice
Like guest
kind
league.
of changed
They
there.
call it summer league.
Yeah. So a
But
little
it's
bit of a
not.
different,
It's
a
not.
different atmosphere.
Right.
You know, and I know it's difficult to, I kind of address this in my book. Chapter hasn't come out yet. People say, what was your most memorable coaching moment? And for me, as I reveal, it isn't what anyone would think. But what was your most memorable coaching moment?
Lord.
If you had to pick one out, and if you don't, give us two.
0.
Yeah. You know, I tell you too that I think when Katie was 12-ish, we were at Typhoon then, and she made her first national cut. I was really excited about that. But tell you the truth, there was I don't remember who the swimmer was or where it was. It could have been Nova, and it was a swimmer who was not so good, and all of a sudden made like their first BB time. And I think I got as excited about that person as I did about Katie making national cut, because it was a kid that worked really hard, but was not good, but just kept plugging along, you know, and finally made something, you know, for them.
I always thought the old meet, EBB champs, was the
It was
most
the best.
exciting meet, of the year. And I know
I
people go,
agree.
what are you talking about? And I'm going, it just was exciting.
Because those kids never had that chance to be in a final and to do the walkout, you know, and do the things that they thought were cool.
Those were always my meets.
They don't even have that anymore, do they? Right?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. It's all kind of blended together.
Yeah.
I know Jeff talked about, you know, bringing you onto the Nova team, but I want to kind of get your perspective. Do you miss having to coach next to Jeff at all, and kind of wonder why, like, what exactly is wrong with him by any chance?
I miss the I am dance.
I am dance. What's that?
So my first week at Nova, I'm next to Jeff with his novice group, all the like 8, 9, you know, year olds. And he's out on the deck on one end with all the kids, and Mark Kutz is on the other end by himself. And next thing I know, Jeff is dancing and all the kids are following him and imitating him. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And they said, it's the 100 IM dance. So, you know, these kids only swim 25s and 50s. So when they get to do the 100 IM, which is 4 laps, they get excited. So I got to see the 100 IM dance for the first time.
Well, I want to see it.
I can't see that anymore.
Come on.
It cracks me up.
Might break a hip.
Well, you know, you with 8 and unders, you have to entertain.
You have to entertain them,
You
right?
have to entertain them.
You entertained everybody.
And it's not like that's something I want to do, but I realized I had to do it.
He practiced at night.
Got in front of a mirror and got my moves. Yeah. Absolutely. I still remember it. I could do it now, but I'm not
do it real
going to.
quick. Just do it.
No,
Come on, Jeff. It's
no, because Diane would understand this. You need a bunch of 8 and unders in front of you to
Jeff,
do
I'm
it.
here. I'm here.
You're just one. I need a multitude. But
Jeff,
anyway,
just give us a sample. Just give us a sample. Come on, just give us a sample.
This is about Diane. This is her memory, and we're going to leave it there. Okay.
Right. My fault.
No, that's all right. That's all right. So you were, in my mind, not only this great coach, 6 Olympians as age groupers, but one thing that not everybody would understand is you were also a famous car buyer. I remember.
Hey.
Remember the Tweety Bird Jeep is like, oh, Diane has a new car. Well, of course she does. Do you know how many cars you've had over the years? Can you guess?
I could count them, but I mean, I know what I've had.
So what are you currently driving?
I just got a car last week.
Embarrassing. You see, maybe I've got the Edgar Cayce thing going on.
I know.
There you go. So what did you buy?
Another Jeep.
Okay.
My fourth one.
But it's not a Tweety Bird Jeep, is it?
No, I don't have a cover yet. I don't know what to put on the back.
Okay, the Tweety Bird was classic.
I like the Tweety. Yeah,
Yeah.
Why is it Tweety?
I like Tweety.
Well, it was yellow,
And I
and
had a
she
yellow Jeep.
and
So
she had a
uh,
Tweety Bird cover on her tire.
I might put a picture of my dogs on this because they're the same color. They match.
Okay. That was, and you assure me that if I asked for it, you could write down all your car purchases over the years. Wow.
It's about every 2 years, but I did go, I think, 2.5 with my Mustang.
Oh my goodness. Was that
Yeah.
hard? Was that difficult?
No, I just couldn't find what I wanted.
Okay.
The Stag.
So someone at the end of 2 years, you get the shakes and you just have to go.
No, I get bored.
Yeah. And that's why looking at realtor.com in Indianapolis was the same as a car purchase. You were like,
Yes.
You
gotta
need
do
a
it.
I've had some emails recently that people have found out I got a car. They said, so when's you getting your next house? I've had a lot of those too. Not as many as cars.
Stay off realtor.com. That's all I can say. So you have 2 current dogs. You have had some crazy dogs.
I have the craziest one now.
Okay, you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
He popped into
Because-
the screen a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
I saw that. But you're one crazier than the dog that managed to trash your back door, that wooden hollow door.
Yeah, that ate those doors. Yeah, this one goes in the refrigerator, the freezer, the microwave, and he eats everything.
Has figured out how to open them.
Well, yeah, I had to. His first appliance was the microwave, and then
Don't go there and
well, he actually has taken food out while it's cooking and eaten it before I got to him.
what?
And then his next appliance was the refrigerator, and he would open it and eat. He liked the freezer the best. So, and I had a drawer. So he would pull that out when I'm not home and eat everything in the freezer frozen. He unwrapped stuff, left the wrappers, but he eat it all. And he didn't get sick. And then he went on to the refrigerator next part. And then about 2 months ago, I bought a new refrigerator because it didn't have handles, thinking he couldn't get in it. It took 2 days and he got in it. So I have one side of the refrigerator, I have pieces of wood in the seam, kind of where the door opens. And then on the right side, there's a wall next to it. So I have pieces of pool noodle between the door and the wall so you can't open it.
You tell your guests don't ask any questions. Have you ever thought about giving this dog the same substitute speech you gave those boys?
He doesn't care. He has to, when I take a nap, all he does is pick things up and grab things because he wants attention from me. So I have to put him on a leash when I take a nap.
So you're telling me this dog somehow manages to be more need of attention than any of the most attention needy swimmers you ever coached?
Yes. And doodles are known for swatting. They just swat at you. So I have 2 of them swatting at me from 2 angles.
Jeez.
But
On 24/7.
if I run them enough with the golf cart, I attach them to the golf cart and we run around the block. That helps tire them out.
Have you ever seen National Lampoon's Family Vacation?
No.
When they attach the dog to the back of the
the
station
cart?
wagon? Of the station wagon, yeah. You should watch that. You should watch that scene because the officer who pulls them, says something like, he kept up for the first mile, and then you should definitely watch that scene.
Yeah, I will.
It's Family Vacation. It's the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, these 2 are, the other one's okay. She's just a killer. She kills anything small. So the
Yes.
worst was one day I came home and on my living room floor, there's a pile of stuff, just crumbs and stuff. And I'm looking at the floor, like, what in the world is that? And then I turn and look at her, and she's sitting there like this. And she has the turtle without his shell alive in her mouth. And that was her shell all torn up on the carpet. It was disgusting. That was
Wow.
gross. And the possum, she had a possum that I don't know if it was dead or not. I couldn't tell because it could have been playing. He was attacking its sheep. So I went out and put a rake over the possum. Got my neighbor Jim helps me out with the dead things. And he came and got it and threw it up the hill. But it could have been alive. We don't know.
Because it was a possum.
because it was
Right.
awesome, and they play dead.
Yeah.
Dogs are something.
So she'll reach through the fence to grab a turtle that's walking by.
Well, I never heard of a dog. I mean, our dogs are fascinated by lizards
Yeah.
outside, the lizards and frogs, but turtles, wow, that's
Yeah.
Diane,
That's the next step.
Yeah. She had a mole. She had a mole a couple weeks ago. I didn't know what she had, and she wouldn't let my other dog in around the couch with her. She growled at him every time he started coming around, and I didn't know why. And I finally looked down, and she has a dead mole sitting with her. She didn't want the other dog to get her mole. They're ugly. Really.
Lisa, Lisa is going to enjoy these dog stories because she's going to ask about the cars and the dog, and I got good ones for you, both of them. Wow.
Yeah.
I love these dog stories. And then as a coach, I mean, you got to have some funny stories as well. I mean, you've already told some phenomenal stories. Do you have any funny stories that you want to share with our audience?
Well, let me tell you one thing, real
All
quick.
right.
Yeah.
This was last summer. I was coaching Masters for about a month because the other coach was out of town. And actually, her name is Diane as well. So she goes by D1, I'm D2. And one of the men, older guys, calls me over. This was 3 weeks before nationals, and he was going to nationals. He calls me over. He goes, Diane, I have a question. And I go, what is it, Bob? And now Bob is 80 years old. So he goes, I don't understand. I'm not getting faster. Said, I'm swimming hard. I'm practicing, lifting weights. I'm doing dry land, and I'm just not getting faster. And I said, I wanted to say, Bob, you're effing 80. What do you expect? But I didn't say it. I controlled myself. And I just told him, I said, quit doing weights, quit doing dry land, and I'll take care of you in the pool. And he went lifetime best times in 6 events. So, but it was just me. I just wanted to say, come on, you're 80. What hell do you expect?
As some guy said on the golf course, I was talking to some guy about golfing out here. He said, we were talking about temper on the golf course, and he said, I'm playing with a bunch of retired guys, and they're acting like they're going to be on the PGA Tour.
Yeah,
They're
really.
reacting badly to sport. And he said, I turned around and goes, guys, we're just out here to have fun. That's all we're doing. We're having fun.
Right.
And they were like, yeah. But he was like, I don't think they actually believe me. But he reminded him of that. So, yeah, it's funny. The guy was incredibly overtraining at his age. Your body can't handle all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And now the other day he asked me, he goes, do you think I could take off a couple tenths of a second if I wear a fast suit?
Yeah.
I said, yes, I do. Because he's only like tenths off of records and stuff. And I go, yeah, definitely. And he goes, well, I had one before. I said, what size was it? He said it was a 36. The guy's in good shape. You weren't wearing a fast suit. You were wearing a bag. A smaller suit. I don't know about that.
You crossed the line there.
36.
I know. And he's not he's in really good shape. He didn't look 80.
Yeah.
And that is all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Diane, we really enjoyed talking to you and listening and learning about the lessons in your stellar coaching career. If anyone would like to follow us on Instagram, it's _current_conversations_. Also, Jeff's book, An Unsentimental Journey, is available on Substack. Again, thank you all so much for listening, and catch us next week for episode 9. See ya.